Hi and welcome. Happy Giving Tuesday. My name is Daphna and I head up nonprofit and corporate partnerships here at LuminAID. We're in Chicago with two of our friends from our partner nonprofit buildOn.
Hi.
This is Alondra Martinez and Brett Slazak. We're here today for Giving Tuesday to talk a little bit about our partnership with buildOn through the Give Light Get Light program and to dive deeper into the work that buildOn does here in the US and around the world. If you are watching, we definitely encourage you to post in the comments where you are. It's really cool to see people from all over the world tuning in and watching these videos, so feel free to comment and say hello. And we're also announcing in this video too that with buildOn we are actually doubling the impact from Giving Tuesday through the end of the week for our Give Light Get Light campaigns. So right now and through the holiday season, if you go to LuminAID.com, you can actually purchase one of these special edition solar lanterns. This is our special literacy edition lantern. It actually has the word read written all the way around in 75 different languages. And when you purchase this lantern, you'll get one of these for yourself, and you'll be sponsoring a second lantern to go to buildOn for their adult literacy program. And today through Friday, we are doubling that. So for every lantern that you sponsor for buildOn, 2 lanterns will actually be sent for the price of 1. So it's a really great opportunity, and we encourage you to follow the link in the comments if you want to double your impact and support their adult literacy program. So Brett, you are the storyteller and content strategist for buildOn. Can you tell us a little bit about buildOn's mission and the work that you're doing?
Absolutely. So buildOn's mission is to break the cycle of poverty, illiteracy, and low expectations through service and education. In the United States, we work in 6 U.S. cities and get high school students like Alondra, she's an alum from Curie Metro High School here in Chicago, to give back to their communities through community service. So on weekends and during the week, our students are tutoring at elementary schools, they're serving at senior centers, they're cooking meals at homeless shelters, and they're really working to uplift their communities from within. Globally, we build schools in 7 of the economically poorest countries in the world, and we really work to empower the communities that we work in to build often their first school structure. So these are communities that have never had an adequate school, and the people in those communities are really rallying together to build their community's first school.
That's awesome. Can you tell us what those 6 cities and 7 countries are?
Absolutely. So in the United States, we work in Bridgeport, Connecticut, Boston, New York City, specifically the Bronx, Chicago, Detroit, and Oakland. And then globally, we work in Haiti, Nepal, Nicaragua, and then 4 countries in Africa, which are Mali, Malawi, Burkina Faso, and Senegal.
Yeah, so if you are watching from any of those cities or countries, definitely let us know in the comments, or from somewhere else. Comment and let us know where you are. And there will be a link to buildOn's website posted in the comments as well, so you can check out more of their work. So Alondra, you're actually an alum from buildOn's programs here in Chicago, which is awesome. You went to Curie Metro High School, and now you're at Harold Washington?
Yeah.
So I heard that you did over 800 hours of service in high school, which is crazy. Can you tell us a little bit about the types of service work that you did?
Okay. Well, I started doing community work with Curie's buildOn my freshman year, and some of the works that we would do would consist of being like a sort of mentor on the southwest side of Chicago, or we would be passing out sandwiches for the homeless, which was our project was called like sandwich distribution.
Mm-hmm.
And during those projects we would have care package, let it be hygiene, or during this weather where we would give them like hand warmers to keep them warm. And we have other projects where we do home cooked meals in like places like the Manor.
That's awesome. Do you think that you learned a lot from your service?
Yeah, I learned a lot throughout the service that I've done, because as simple as communicating with people, it's something that I learned with buildOn, because prior to it, I wasn't very social. I didn't really like talking to people, and I didn't really communicate at all. And after buildOn, I started coming out of my shell. I was able to talk to a lot more people from different backgrounds in Chicago, and I learned a lot more about my own city. So that was interesting.
That's awesome. So you also went on a trek with buildOn. You went to Nicaragua, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that experience was like for you?
Okay. Well, I went to Nicaragua in the spring of 2016. That was my sophomore year. And the trip really was a 2-week trip, and I had a host parents and 3 host siblings that I got to communicate well with, because Nicaragua is pretty much a Spanish-speaking country.
Yeah.
And like I was able to communicate with them pretty well. During the trip, I learned a lot about like the community itself, because we would not only do the foundation of the school, where in the mornings we would do work with the community, mixing cement, sifting sand, and transporting bricks from one place to another. But during the afternoons, we would also learn about the community, where I learned how to make Nicaraguan tamales, and I also learned how to make their cheese and their special cookies that are very traditional during the Christmas time, as well as having communications with the people. Like, we got separated, women and men, and like we talked to the women of Nicaragua, and we're like, what's your life like from a day-to-day basis? And we compared, and I learned a lot about their culture and how it's different from ours.
That's awesome. Brett, can you tell us a little bit about the Trek program and what that looks like for people who might want to get involved?
Yeah, and I'm actually a little bit jealous of Alondra, because I've never been on a trek to Nicaragua. So the food that you ate there and learned how to make sounds really good. I've been on 2 treks, one to Haiti and one to Malawi. Our Trek program is really where our U.S. and global programs overlap. So like Alondra was explaining, on Trek, our U.S. students, they travel abroad to one of the 7 countries that we work in, and they're going there to work alongside the community to help build a school. And so students like Alondra, they're living with host families, they're learning about the local customs, the local language. They're having, they're working half the day on the school site. The other half of the day, they're doing cultural workshops to learn more about the community. And we do this with our high school students, but our Trek program is also open to everyone. So that if there's someone out there who's listening right now and is interested and says, like, that sounds like something I would like to do, it's possible for you to build a team of your friends, your family, your coworkers, raise the money to fund the school, and then travel abroad and build the school with a community that is in need of a school structure.
That's awesome, yeah. And I've heard that the Trek experience is really meaningful for everyone who goes.
Yeah.
For people who want to get involved but might not be able to go on a trek this year, what are your other ways that you're looking for people to help out, and how can people get involved this holiday season with buildOn?
Yeah. So we currently have a Giving Tuesday campaign. So definitely check out our website. Donating to buildOn, you're giving to our U.S. program, so students like Alondra who are giving back to their own communities, and you can also give to our global programs to construct schools. And we're always looking for volunteers in the cities where we work. So if you live in Chicago, if you live in New York, if you live in Boston or Oakland or Detroit or Bridgeport, Connecticut, and you're interested in getting involved with buildOn, there's definitely opportunities for you to come out and serve.
Yeah, definitely check out buildOn's website and their Facebook page. You should be able to find those in the comments, and I believe it's buildon.org.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you're interested in participating in the Give Light, Get Light campaign that we're running in a joint partnership with buildOn, the way that you would do that is if you go to LuminAID.com, you'll see featured on our homepage this special edition literacy lantern. So when you buy one of these, we're also sending one to buildOn's adult literacy program. And this week, Tuesday through Friday, we're actually matching your sponsorship. So 2 lanterns will be sponsored for every one that you contribute. So, Alondra, when you were in Nicaragua, did your family have electricity at home?
Well, no. My family, they were the farthest away from the camping site, and they didn't have light, and they didn't really have anything besides like a roof that they had built for themselves. A lot of the people in the community also didn't have light, so they would have to wake up early, like right at the moment that the sun would start rising, to have enough sunlight to be able to do their chores. Let it be that they were mowing herding the cows,
Yeah.
or mowing like the crops and stuff, and they would have to get that done in a certain time frame, or else like their day would be wasted. So
Yeah.
they never really had time to relax, and they were always like in a hurry, that they couldn't really enjoy certain things in their life that we do. And like, for example, since we were always so busy in the campsite, we would have to wake up early, go to the campsite, and then we'd do the cultural workshops. We didn't really have time to shower in the morning, that we would have to shower at night. And since they didn't have light, we would have to shower in the dark, and the showers were like in the open. So it was kind of terrifying to have to shower without a light, because you would be like, okay, where's the soap? Okay, and then like have to find the water. It was kind of hard.
Yeah.
So with the LuminAID,
yeah.
The LuminAID, from what I heard, is that it's waterproof. So it's an important investment, because not only would you be getting it if you go camping or to a foreign country, the people that are in need can also shower in the dark and not have to spend so much time worrying about, well, I need to do a quick shower to get to work.
Yeah, that's actually one of the reasons that we're really excited to be able to partner with buildOn for the adult literacy program, is because these lanterns are really going to go into the hands of people who will probably use them in so many different use cases beyond just reading at night. Light is really powerful, and it can have an impact in a lot of different areas of your life. Brett, can you describe the adult literacy program a little bit and explain how the lanterns are going to be used in that context?
Yeah, and so as Alondra was explaining, the communities where we build schools almost always do not have access to electricity. They're always rural communities, often small villages, and sometimes, quite often, don't have access to running water. So when we build a school in these communities, the schools are used as primary schools during the day, so the kids in the community are able to go and learn. At night, because the adults in that community often have never had access to a quality education or a quality classroom, we have our adult literacy programs where adults from the community can come and learn literacy skills, math skills, skills that are going to help them and really help their families. Because those classes are held after the school day is let out, having these lights is really going to make a difference in terms of, it's going to allow these classes to go later into the day. It gives them more flexibility in terms of scheduling, and really makes all the difference in terms of allowing adults to learn more and just have a better quality education.
Yeah. And what's really cool is that this adult literacy program is really just a small piece of everything that buildOn does, but education is definitely the thread that ties it all together, I would say. Alondra, so you participated in buildOn programs throughout all of high school. Do you think that it's changed how education has impacted your life and your feelings about education?
Yeah, well, like I said before, I think education in the United States is very much focused on what we learn inside of schools, and like, oh, I'm learning math, I'm learning how to speak properly and read words properly and format it properly. But with buildOn, I've learned to communicate with people, be more accepting towards them, and like be understanding towards people's situations. Like, for example, the homeless population prior to buildOn, all I really understood from what I heard around me from people that were either friends or family, they would be like, oh, the homeless population, they're only homeless because they became addicted to something, and now they can't get off this addiction, but they also can't pay their bills. But that's not always the case. There are cases like that, but the majority of it is they're working 3 to 4 jobs, but they still can't make ends meet. And it's important to be more understanding. And with buildOn and the community work that I've done throughout high school, I feel like I've been able to understand that you can't really judge people just because this is what you see.
Yeah.
Like, their situation is not who they are. So it's important to be like understanding, and that's what I learned.
That's great.
And I've spoken with a lot of students across the country who have gone on treks like Alondra, and often students will come back and say to me that, you know, I felt like I was taking my education for granted here in the United States. And then I went to Haiti, or I went to Nicaragua, and I helped build a school, and I saw how badly the kids in that community wanted access to education, and it made me look at the education that I've been given throughout my life in a totally different light, and it made me really want to take school more seriously when they returned. I don't know if that
was the case for me. Like, freshman and sophomore year were really bad years, and like my grade wise. But once I came back from Nicaragua, I understood the value of it, like the true meaning of it, and I got better, and my grades were really good and solid. They were like A's and B's and like a C, but they were like really good grades.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Do you still stay involved in community service now, even after you've graduated from high school?
Yeah. Sometimes Curie buildOn calls for alumni. They're like, hey, we need help on this service project. And we have like a group chat with all the alumni, and we talk, and we're like, hey, what's everyone up to? Are you free this Saturday? We're doing community work. Would you like to join us? And like, we're pretty involved. And I'm trying to start, not a buildOn, because I don't think buildOn does community college chapters. But I'm trying to start.
You could definitely start one.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
there goes my answer. But I'm trying to get a group of friends from college to do community work, because like, yeah, I did a lot of community work in high school, but that doesn't stop there, you know.
Yeah.
You could always volunteer Saturday a few hours a day, and it's an impactful.
Definitely. That's awesome. That's really cool to sort of see how it's still impacting you now, and you're staying involved. For people who have not been part of buildOn before, what would you say is a good way to make that first step to be involved and support your work?
Yeah, I would say definitely go to buildon.org. You can learn a lot more about our programs there. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, connect with us on LinkedIn. We're buildOn on all of those social media channels, and we would love to hear from you and get you in touch with our programs. And if you're interested in building a school, we have people from our community teams, buildOn team, that can reach out to you and help you get that process started as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely check them out. And if you're watching in the comments, feel free to chime in. Let us know where you're watching from. And if you're watching and you're a buildOn alum or a buildOn supporter, you should definitely let us know that in the comments as well and give them some love. And so this, again, is the special edition lantern that we're doing for this week as a double match, and then throughout the end of the holiday season in our partnership with buildOn. So for everyone who goes to LuminAID.com, you should see this on the homepage. And when you purchase one of these special edition lanterns, we will be sending one to buildOn's adult literacy program. And if you do that this week, today through Friday, we'll be doubling your sponsorship. So 2 lanterns will go to the adult literacy program, which is a really great opportunity. So I encourage people to check that out. If you don't want a lantern for yourself, you also have the option to just sponsor one. So you've got some flexibility there as well. Do you have any final things you want to add about buildOn? What would you say would be sort of the most impactful thing that you've learned through your time with buildOn?
I mean, the most impactful thing that I've learned through buildOn is pretty much community work makes the dream work. You usually say the team makes the dream work, but like I always read in the comments that it's like, oh, we have to do this, we have to do that, and it's always like thoughts and like people are saying, but they're calling for action, but they never do the action. And with buildOn and community work, you're able to do the action without making it feel like it's hard work, because in the end, something as impactful as community work isn't hard, because it's your time and your dedication. And it's okay if you don't have money to donate your time.
That's awesome.
I think one thing I just want to give a big shout out to Alondra for. So she's currently in school. She's studying social work. So you started giving back in high school, and it's something that you want to continue to do community work as a career afterwards. So that just shows the awesome person that you are. And she's someone who's dedicated over 800 hours of service just during her high school years to her community in Chicago.
So I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you both for joining us, especially Alondra. It was so awesome to have you here. If you want to learn more, go to LuminAID.com or buildon.org, or check out the links in the comments, and definitely comment below and let us know what you thought of the video.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.